Now, with these important recognitions complete, it is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker this afternoon. A Pitt alum and President and Chief Executive Officer of CVS Health, Larry Merlo. Now, Larry grew up just 25 miles south of Pittsburgh in a small town called Charleroi. He was the first member of his family to go to college, and he studied at our School of Pharmacy, earning his degree here in 1978. There is a lot we could say about Larry and his many accomplishments in the stretch of time between 1978 and today. For one, he worked his way up the corporate ladder and now serves at the helm of a company with an annual net revenue exceeding $170 billion. It is a company powered by more than 250,000 employees, and it ranks as the largest pharmacy healthcare chain in the United States today. But more than this, Larry has set an incredible example, an example that comes from his own life and his career, and it is an example that I hope you all will follow. And here's what I mean by this. Larry is living out our university's mission of leveraging his knowledge and talents for society's gain. Back in 2014, Larry led CVS Health into a new era by announcing that the company would become the first national pharmacy retailer to eliminate the sale of tobacco products in its stores. It was a bold move, and at the time, it was a very controversial move. It was predated by a flurry of discussions about how this decision might impact CVS's bottom line. But Larry made this call because he felt it was the right thing to do, and because it aligned his company's core values of sustaining and improving health. Within a landscape that seems dominated by drug costs moving in only one direction, up, Larry continues to find new ways to empower pharmacists to serve at the top of their license to help people of all socioeconomic backgrounds so they can afford medications and they can connect with the resources that they need to live a healthy life. In these ways and in many others, Larry reminds us of the powerful role we can play when we commit to using our knowledge and skills for the benefit of others. Larry is also a remarkable example about how you can embrace Pitt for life. As the president and CEO of a top 10 Fortune 500 company, he could easily have passed on this opportunity to join us today, but he didn't. And I can tell you that choosing to engage with his alma mater is a decision that Larry makes and honors regularly. He is a member of our Board of Trustees and has vested an active interest in helping our university and our students succeed. And one way that he's honored this commitment is by entering CVS Health into a new partnership with Pitt. This partnership, a program called Pharmacists Teach, arrives at a time when drug overdoses are at epidemic levels and our country is in need of new options. It's against this backdrop, Pharmacists Teach aims to make a difference by connecting our pharmacy students with local teens to educate them about prescription drug use. And for these reasons and many more, I'm grateful that Larry chose to earn his degree at Pitt. I'm also incredibly proud to count him as our partner today and to welcome him back to campus as our keynote speaker this afternoon. So at this time, I'd like to ask Larry Merlo, Eva Tansky-Bloom, Chairperson of the University's Board of Trustees, Patricia Beeson, Provost and Senior Vice Chancellor, and Art Levine, Senior Vice Chancellor for the Health Sciences, to join me at the podium. Today, my colleagues and I have the unique opportunity to confer our highest distinction upon an individual who embodies our university's ideals of academic excellence, principled commitment, and purposeful engagement. And it is our great privilege to recognize Larry Merlo, an individual who exemplifies each of these qualities and devoted much of his career to improving the lives of others. Larry, today on this 29th day of April 2017, we recognize your lifelong commitment to our university. We applaud your work as a leader in promoting health, and we celebrate your enthusiasm for advancing our university's mission of improving the world through knowledge. With deep gratitude for all the ways in which your life's work has brought esteem to this university, and in acknowledgement of your contributions to the fields of health and medicine, we hereby confer upon you, Larry Merlo, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa from the University of Pittsburgh, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, without delay, I'd like to present Larry Merlo.
Well, Chancellor Gallagher, thank you very much for the invitation to be here today. It's certainly an honor to be part of the University of Pittsburgh's graduate commencement ceremony. I think as you heard from the Chancellor, Pitt does have a very special place in my heart. 39 years ago, I was preparing to graduate from this great institution myself. And it is really remarkable how much can change over 4 decades. My degree, the Bachelor of Science degree in pharmacy, it no longer exists. It's now a Doctor of Pharmacy. The civic arena where the commencement ceremony was held, it's since been torn down. And I regret to tell you that for the life of me, I cannot recall who my commencement speaker was, or what he or she even said. So you see my dilemma. I have the tall task of delivering an inspirational message that you will remember 39 years from now. And by the way, I have less than 10 minutes in which to do it. But I am up to the challenge, and I've decided to do what I wish my commencement speaker had done for me, and that is keep it simple. So I'm not gonna make 5 points or even 3 points. I'm just gonna make one, and here it is. My hope for you is that no matter what profession you have chosen, you will approach your work with purpose. And to illustrate why, I'd like to share with you my own story about the difference that being purpose-driven has made in my life and in my career. You know, you heard the Chancellor say I grew up about 25 miles from here in Charleroi. I knew that I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and I was very fortunate to have a high school chemistry teacher who recognized my passion for science, and he urged me to pursue a career in pharmacy. And today, more than 40 years after entering pharmacy school here at Pitt, I am still inspired by my chosen profession. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities it has given me in ways that I could never have imagined to make an impact. And it all goes back to that word purpose. You know, I tell folks all the time that purpose is very different than a job description. A job description informs what you will do. And as you progress through your careers, you'll have managers and you'll have additional training, that will help you learn how to go about doing it. But your purpose is the why. It's what makes your work meaningful. And that's the point of purpose, to inspire you to get up each and every day wanting to make a difference. Now, many of you who are graduating today are millennials. You're under the age of 35, so this quote is going to frustrate you as much as it did me. Back in May 2013, the cover of Time magazine proclaimed the me, me, me generation. Millennials are lazy, entitled narcissists who still live with their parents. Now, I know as well as you do that that is simply not true. I'm the father of a very hardworking millennial myself, and millennials actually make up more than half of our workforce at CVS Health. And they teach non-millennials like me a lot about how this generation approaches their work. In fact, the research suggests that the real cynics are the ones who don't get you. According to one study in the Harvard Business Review, you aren't idealists, but pragmatists. You truly desire to make an impact on the world through your work and through your action. And you also expect companies to care about the environment, public health, and other social issues. In other words, you expect them to have a purpose too. And today, more and more corporations are embracing their role in making the world a better place, just as your generation is coming into the workforce, sleeves rolled up, ready to make a difference. And CVS Health is just one example of that. You know, in February 14, we announced a bold move. We said we were going to stop selling cigarettes and tobacco products in all of our stores. As you might imagine, the decision triggered a lot of discussion and some criticism too. Many smokers were upset. Some of our competitors suggested that it wouldn't make a difference, but it has made a difference, and a big one at that. And that decision grew directly out of our company's purpose. So I'd like to share the story of how we came at CVS Health to have a purpose. You know, it was 2011 when I became CEO, and our company had a mission and a vision statement. And essentially, they were just words on paper. No one could remember the statements or tell you what they said, let alone what they meant. And I myself had to carry a card, you know, in my wallet to remind me, and here it is. So we convened a team of leaders, and together we helped to create a single purpose statement for our company, helping people on their path to better health. 8 simple words that every colleague could remember, but more important, that purpose would become the lens for the business decisions that we would make. And that's when the problem came pretty sharply into focus. You know, today, our CVS pharmacists dispense 1 out of every 4 prescriptions in this country. And we have more than 1,100 retail health clinics that have now treated more than 34 million patients. And I would sit in meetings with health systems and physician practices and would be having great discussions about how we could partner to do things differently in the interest of better patient care. And oftentimes it would be about 2/3 of the way through those discussions, and someone would ask the question, "Don't you sell tobacco products in your stores?" That's when we wanted to crawl under the table. It literally sucked all the energy out of the room, and all too often we walked away from those meetings feeling very uncomfortable and deflated. We wanted people to know that we were a healthcare company, and yet we sold a product that is a leading cause of preventable death in this country. Every year, 480,000 people die from tobacco-related illness. And the economic cost attributed to smoking and exposure to smoke is approaching $300 billion a year. So using that purpose, our purpose as our lens, we recognized it was fundamentally inconsistent to sell tobacco in a place where healthcare was delivered. So we took a step back, we weighed the short-term costs and the long-term opportunities of ending tobacco sales. And as you might expect, there was pretty thoughtful debate and discussion among our management team. And ultimately, we made the decision to quit tobacco for good. And by September of that year, 2014, you could not find a pack of cigarettes, cigars, or snuff in any of our more than 7,600 stores. The response was overwhelming. You know, we had countless statements of support from leading health organizations, and you know, we expected that, but it came from sports figures and elected leaders, including 28 state AGs and even the White House. But what surprised us the most was the outpouring of letters and emails from our customers. And research has shown that as a result of our action, a significant number of our customers stopped buying cigarettes altogether. We've now formed alliances with more than 70 major health systems across the country. And CVS Health is now working with major stakeholders on a 5-year commitment to help prevent young people from smoking in the first place. And it all happened because we defined our purpose. So in closing, I want to offer my congratulations to each of you, and I want to challenge you to answer this question. What is your purpose? What inspires you? What makes you want to get up each and every day and make a difference? Knowing the answers to those questions will help you find the job that you love. You are ready to make your mark, ready to drive results that will improve the world around you. You possess a wonderful, powerful combination of intellect, education, training, and passion that can fuel meaningful change. You see, I am very optimistic about the future of our country, in large part because of graduates just like you. So I encourage you to put your education, your training, and that passion to work, and I hope that 39 years from now, you will remember the advice I offered you today. So I wish you the best of luck on your journey. Thank you for letting me share a little bit of mine, and congratulations to you and your families on your wonderful accomplishment. Thank you.